Hello there. I want to talk about basically what I'm going to call a bedroll, but this is basically a shelter kit. And it's as basic as I could get it. And what this consists of is a mag striker, SOL mag striker. This is has a billet of magnesium in it with a small ferro rod and a built-in striker, which I would never use. I would use the edge of a knife. Um, that's fire. Okay, I've got 50 foot of 550 paracord, 4 tent stakes. If I need more than these, I can make them. And a redundant fixed blade knife with a sharp spine on it. And three 39-gallon trash bags. Obviously, this is cordage. These are tent stakes, and this is a knife. These trash bags are for times in the late fall and early spring, from about November to the last part of April, where the conditions are cold enough that I need insulation from the ground. And what I would do is fill these full of debris, leaves, anything I could find, so that I had a thick cushion of insulation between me and the ground. And most of, from like May through the last of October, I could sleep almost on the ground. I don't really need that. Around here, I don't really need that insulating barrier until we start rolling into November, like I said, through the last of April. So, and then what I have is I have a fairly large netting. This is camouflage, but it's what I have. This I can use once I get my shelter up to keep bugs and stuff out in the summer to the spring to early fall, when the bugs are really active, and I don't have to worry about being eaten up by mosquitoes and no-see-ums, or whatever you want to call them, just fine. And then what I have, this is a Marlboro sleeping bag. It is a very thin, like fair weather, warm weather sleeping bag. This is basically just a blanket, if nothing else, but I paid $5 for it. It came in a little carry bag, but I'm going to roll it up into this roll, so I'll use that little bag for something else. But under that, I have one of the Ozark Trail little emergency blanket, whatchamacallit. I don't know what you'd call the thing. But it's the Mylar reinforced emergency blanket kind of stuff, okay? And then under that, and it's 5x7 right around that. Under that, I have a 6x8, 9mm thick, aluminum colored tarp. This does not have anywhere near the reflective capabilities of this Mylar, but it is reflective, but also hopefully it would reflect light and things like that for those that might be looking for me. So this tarp is the shelter, the roof over my head, okay? This would get laid down on the ground. The sleeping bag would be laid on top of it. And then I would rig my netting however I wanted to. Now this is just the shelter part, okay? This is not, now I do have a little bit of provision in here with the mag striker for fire. And I always carry a tiny little or a small little traditional pocket knife. And if I'm going in the woods, I will either have buck 110, or more probably a high quality fixed blade knife. Now, understand, none of this is bushcraft. This is not bushcraft. This is not, you know, Survivor Man. It's not Alone, or oh, what's the other, Dual Survivor, or Dual Survival, or none of that stuff. Okay, this is, I forgot what time it was and it got dark on me, or and I got lost and can't find my way back before I lose light in the woods, and I've got to get through the night. Okay, one thing that I would say to you is, it's a bad idea to try to travel through the woods at dark, in darkness, even if you have a flashlight. Okay, if it gets dark on you in the woods, you need to find a place to sit still and wait for the sun to come up. So anyway, this would be my shelter, and it's supplemented by this bag. This is my photography bag. What this bag has in it is a compass, and another compass. Okay, more cordage, a ferro rod, some ace bandage, medical tape, a magnifying glass, a sharpening stone, and this is not to start a fire, it's just if I need to see. It's a cheapo little magnifier, but if I need to see up close, I've got old eyes, that's there. I also have a plastic garbage bag, or plastic bag from Walmart that has tissue paper in it. This could double with this tape as dressing a wound if I got cut, but honestly I'm not really worried about that. The most likely thing to happen in the woods that would injure me is a sprain or a strain. That's what this ace bandage is for, so I could wrap a knee or an ankle tight and try to get out. Okay, so this is a fire kit. We have a ferro rod. Okay, this is matches, and another lighter, because in my pocket I carry always this aforementioned pocket knife. I got a little watch kind of thing, of course obviously my keys, and a lighter with some duct tape wrapped around it that I can roll into a wad and burn, make almost like a wick or a small fire starter, and a magnesium block with a striker on it. Okay, this is always in my pocket, always. So the one thing that you don't see here is cotton balls soaked in Vaseline. They will be a part of this kit. I've got, this is a vial that held test strips because I am a diabetic. I've got 2 more of these in the house, and I'm going to stuff them full of cotton balls with Vaseline so that if there are wet conditions, I can get a fire started. If I have to use every last one of them, it doesn't matter. Okay, but I can get a fire started. I bring as much water as I can with me. Most of the places that I've got turned around in or lost in, I wasn't near any water. And if it's getting dark and you don't have very much time and you need to set up a shelter and try to get a fire going, you don't have time to trace around in the woods looking for water. You can survive a night without water. It won't be all that fun, but what I have with me will work just fine. So this is my kit, my get out kit. The only other thing that is not here right now, and that's because I'm waiting for them to be printed, is maps. Okay, but that will go in my photography bag. And speaking of being diabetic, I always carry plenty of sugar with me. There will be enough sugar and carbohydrates in this bag to get me through the night. It might not be all that comfortable. I'll be struggling with low blood sugar all of that night pretty much, back and forth. So I'm not going to get any sleep. I would keep a fire going. This is not about being comfortable. It's about staying safe overnight so that I can walk out of the woods in the morning and go home. I just want to kind of use that to hold that. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put that so that I can kind of this is sort of like the old Army bedroll. That's why I kind of called it a bedroll. But I'm really not all that great with stuff like this. So it doesn't really matter. You just need it to hold stuff in. Hold this stuff in here and be able to lash it to whatever it is you need to lash it to in order to be able to use it. I'm not building a watch, a Swiss watch. I'm not a rocket scientist or a brain surgeon or whatever it is you want to, whatever euphemism you want to use. That's not anything like what we're doing here. we're just trying to make it as tight and as compact as we can possibly get it, so it takes up as little room as possible. And weighs as little as I can make it weigh, and still do what I needed to do. And I'm going to take some of this cordage that I had in the pack, in my photography pack. Where's here we go. If I could give any words of advice that I could think of, understand, not a survival expert, just a country boy trying to make it home. Any bit of advice, and I just thought myself, that I would give is that, you see how I'm cutting this? Okay. I don't think it's possible to overestimate the importance of having enough cordage, and this is cordage, rope, whatever you want to call it. Have more than you think you're going to need. And then when you figure that out, maybe get some more. My advice. I've got, this was 40 foot, and it's probably now 38 foot maybe. And I have 50 foot of paracord in this. And honestly, it wouldn't break my heart to have 50 more feet. Okay, where's the end of that? There it is. Just well take care of that while I'm at it. This is not the greatest cordage. This is from Dollar Tree. And you see what that core is. It's basically cotton. But it's strong enough that it will work just fine. And then I would just strap that to this pack. When it comes to it, down to it, I will probably attempt to try to find a way to strap it to the bottom or strap it that way. I don't really care. When I get to the point where I need to do that, I'll figure it out. It's not going to be that difficult to do. And that is my shelter kit, bedroll, whatever it is that you want to call it. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later.